It's blazing blog time.
It's blazing blog time. It is that time again. It's time for the tarot.
Time for the blog that really blazes.
That's right, blazing into your heart.
We could have a cartoon for that.
That's right.
Heart with the blazing blog picture going on in.
There we go.
Fire.
Maybe I can conjure one of those up. Have a flaming heart flying across the screen or something. Who knows?
Or just maybe going through a heart.
That's right. Here on this day's date of the 2nd of September of 2010. And as usual, we've drawn 3 cards. The first card is the last card of the previous week's reading. And this card is the 10 of Wands, entitled Oppression, depicting Saturn in Sagittarius. You know, it didn't manifest as having a million things going on at once for me. I thought maybe that was what it was going to be, was just taking on so much stuff that just makes you nuts. You know, I felt inside, I felt like a weird pressure. I felt like pressure in my heart chakra. And yesterday I felt like screaming. And I felt like punching things or punching people. You know? I'm not a violent person. I mean, I don't walk around getting in tiffs all the time. But yesterday I just felt all this, welling up inside of me. That's how it manifested. And I feel better today. How about you?
I feel better. Saturn and Sag, I felt this because Saturn is restriction and Sagittarius is expansion. So I read this as the things that we want to expand or that we want to take off might be a little slow, and they might kind of feel like they're contracting back into themselves. Mm-hmm. And I had some interesting things go on with projects that I thought were going to go big or something would happen, and they would sort of stall out a little bit. Or they wouldn't get as large as I expected them to. And it was very, very interesting. So expansion being pulled back or dominated by other things was where we were.
Okay. So let's see what we're going to be coming up into now. This is more or less what we're coming into now. And this energy is the Page of Cups, also known as the Princess of Cups in the Thoth Tarot, which you will see pictured in here someplace. The Page of Cups is kind of like a Pisces energy. You may notice that there's a fish rising out of the cup. So one of the traditional attributes with the card is of rising psychic power, unexpected news, birth of a child. Those are the traditional fortune-telling type associations with the card. Mostly it's just a gentle, loving, voluptuous, giving energy. It's a nice contrast, to say the least, to the 10 of Wands.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
It's definitely things flowing. So if you felt all bottled up and all yucked up, it's going to start to flow more. Mm-hmm. Okay? And again, we go through tides and changes, and the retrograde presents its challenges, which we're encountering as well.
And what's interesting about this card is the card itself is ruled by Pisces, mm-hmm. which is in direct opposition to all the Virgo energy that we have going on right now. We're in Virgo Sun. We're going to be in the new moon in Virgo starting on the 8th. And we're, of course, in our old friend Mercury Retrograde in Virgo. is here until, I believe it's the 12th, late at night on the 12th. And we'll be in a shadow period for about 2 weeks after. So this card is actually in direct opposition to all the Virgo energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if sort of the sensitivity and the dreaminess feels really, really at odds with communication issues that you have going on right now. So that's a big possibility. So especially mid next week, because we're going to be in the new moon on the 8th. So
there we go. But in the meantime, at least it'll be a pleasant thing, I think, for this.
It will.
This is relaxing for the Labor Day weekend.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
That's nice. And it's better than what we have coming up. I gotta come out and say this. The third and final card is not a disaster. Don't get scared. The 10 of Swords is here. Sun in Gemini. Okay, now this is really telling because the whole thing with the Mercury retrograde, especially with Virgo, very mental sign, Mercury ruled sign, those of us with Mercury ruled charts may find our minds are going, okay? This is the mind running away with itself. It's high anxiety. It's fear-based thinking. We don't have to have that. What I advise for you, especially if you have a Mercury rule chart, is just try to look at things a day at a time. Look at how are things right now. Okay? Not the future, not the past, staying in the now. If we look at where we're at right now, it's usually not bad. We got friends around us. We have enough money in our pockets. We got food in our belly. Okay? We got transportation, we got our basic needs, but it's easy to give into fear-based thinking. So this doesn't have to manifest in our external lives. It's mostly a head trip.
And I'm definitely going to take that advice because I have a
Yeah.
Mercury ruled chart. And I see this as signifying what's the actual end of retrograde, which will be the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I see this as sort of, we're just getting our butt kicked on the way out a little bit. We're just kind of getting just kicked out of it. Like as Bob said earlier, there's a bump on the way in and there's a bump on the way out. And I see this as just kind of the bumpy road on the way out of retro.
Yeah.
Oh, thank the Lord. I've never been happier to see a retrograde end in my life. And part of the reason, and I've been joking with Bob about this for probably the last 2 weeks, is that I've been having a big fight with retrograde. I've had computers blow up, I've had printing problems, I've had travel issues, every possible thing that a person could have, I've had. And I'm determined to just keep going. Almost there. And as far as the retrograde period that's going on right now, which as I keep saying will be over on the 12th, and we'll be in that shadow period for the next 2 weeks until we're about in Libra, we can look for the retrograde period that we're in now to connect to events that happened last year around, I have specific dates for you, around November of 2008, February of 2009, or July and August of 2009. It's sort of like what's happening now is connecting or continuing events that went on in those periods that weren't finished. And so there's a real nice continuity astrologically about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that's going on is with this particular retrograde, because of the ways that it's connecting to the Grand Cross and plugging into some different planets with that, things that are happening now and choices that we're making now are actually plugging into the bigger picture and destiny on a very, very large scale. So if it feels like right now that you're lost and you're confused and you're feeling the effects of specifically Mercury in retrograde and you don't know which way to go or what decision to make, rest assured that whatever decision you make will be supported in the long run and will be the best decision that you can make. And in 5 years, when you look back on this period, you'll see how all the little dots connected, even if you can't see the forest for the trees right now. So we're actually in a very, very powerful time in terms of retrograde and the Grand Cross and energies that are moving. So a lot of very powerful, transformative energies that are going on underneath the day-to-day lunacy of retro. So
Yes.
good stuff to look forward to.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Very good stuff to look forward to. And again, it isn't all bad. You know, it's just a matter of putting our heads in the right place and enjoying our freedom and living our lives.
And staying focused.
Staying focused. Yeah, that can be the challenging part right now. And
Especially
we
with
do-
retro.
We do need to do that. So if they want to focus on you, how do they get a hold of you?
You can find me at happyganesh.com or happyganesh.net. Either one is fine. There you'll find information about my blog, manifestation, astrology, mediumship, all kinds of fun things. There's also an RSS feed, so I invite you to put in your email and get updates automatically. And yeah, it's good stuff. And there's also a manifestation class, an astrological manifestation class that goes on here every Thursday night from 7:45 to 8:45. It won't be this week because I'll be out of town, but it will resume the following week, and you can see information and schedules about that on my blog.
Very good. Very, very good.
Thank you. What do you have going on?
Well, I've got a class coming up September 11th. Okay, I couldn't help it. If my Saturday falls on that day, I'm teaching a class on tarot and Kabbalah. Okay, it's high esoterica, going into the connections of the tarot to the tree of life. So it's going to be very interesting, very informative. It's going to run from like 1 to 4 here at Modern Zen. And to get more information about it, just feel free to go ahead and call me 954-993-7580. And my website, as always, is www.bobdecker.net. It's only $22 for the course. It's not expensive, and I'm going to give out some nice handouts. So feel free to come. And do you have anything else, Marissa?
Oh, I do actually. My phone number, if you want to reach me, is
Yes.
954-854-0270.
Okay, very cool. All right, listen, we love you. We appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you watching the blog that truly blazes. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we thank you. And until we meet again, many, many blessings.